The Missing Room, Part 3, What Kessler Forgot. The woman by the window turned, and Kessler's knees buckled. Not from fear, but recognition. Not Angela. Claire. Claire Weston. She had vanished years ago. A Jane Doe they'd quietly buried after a case gone cold. But Kessler knew her. Knew her voice, her laugh. Knew the scar above her brow from that night they chased a suspect through the rain, and she slipped on the fire escape. She'd been his partner. More than that. She'd been his anchor in the early days, when the badge still felt too heavy and the world too broken. But Claire had died. No, she had disappeared. And standing here, now, in room 441, Kessler remembered the last time he saw her. It had been raining. The hallway was under renovation, half the rooms gutted, exposed wiring hanging like vines. They were chasing a lead on a different missing girl. Room 441 was supposed to be vacant. But Claire insisted they check it. He remembered the way she paused at the door, how the knob seemed to tremble under her hand. She turned to him and whispered, "Do you hear that?" Kessler had heard nothing. Until the door opened. And then, screaming. But not from the hallway. Not from Claire. From inside the room. Voices. Many. Crying. Laughing. One of them hissed his name. He ran forward. Claire vanished into the dark. And the door slammed shut between them. By the time he got it open again, room 441 was empty. No Claire. No sound. Just silence. And for some reason, he never told anyone what really happened. He reported her as lost in the line of duty. Claimed she fell into the river during the pursuit. He lied. Because something about the room warned him. Back in the present, Claire smiled. Sadly. "You left me here, Nate." Her voice was layered. Like she was speaking from somewhere else, deeper than the room. "You weren't supposed to come back." Kessler took a step closer, breath ragged. Why you? Why this room?" Claire turned her head slightly, listening. "They want you to remember. All of it. What you did. What you opened." Behind him, the door creaked shut. The lock clicked. Lights dimmed. And the piano started playing again, only this time, it was playing their song. A song Kessler hadn't heard since Claire's funeral. But Claire never had a funeral. Did she? The Missing Room, Part 4, After Claire Vanished. October 1999. 2 weeks after room 441 swallowed her. Kessler had stopped sleeping. He filed the report. Said Claire had fallen, lost during pursuit. No body. No ceremony. Just whispers in the department halls and sideways glances that faded over time. But he knew the truth. He'd been back to the hallway twice since. Both times, room 441 was gone. The door replaced with smooth wall. Like the hotel was hiding it. The third time, he brought bolt cutters and a crowbar. Broken through a side service stairwell. Room 441 was there. He didn't open it. He ran. But the nightmares never left. In them, Claire was always in the room. Sitting on the edge of the bed, bathed in cold yellow light. Talking to something just out of frame. One night, he got close enough in the dream to hear what she was saying. He's not ready yet. He still believes this place is a room. That's cute. 6 months later, Kessler got a box in the mail. No return address. Inside, a photograph. It was room 441. The bed was made, untouched. The wallpaper slightly peeling. But something was wrong. On the far wall, instead of a window, there was a mirror. And in the reflection, Claire. Looking straight at the camera. But the photo had been taken from behind the bed. She shouldn't have been in the shot at all. He burned it. He tried to burn it. The flames wouldn't catch. Eventually, he left the city. Transferred to another precinct. Buried himself in routine cases. Drunks. burglaries, domestic disputes. Anything to forget. But room 441 was never done with him. And now, standing in it again, Claire in front of him, still wearing that same gray jacket from the night she vanished, it all came back. She tilted her head, watching him struggle to breathe. You almost made it, Nate. Made it where? He rasped. To peace, she said softly. But peace isn't yours yet. Why not? Claire's eyes darkened. Because you opened the door. Behind her, the mirror rippled. Like water. And something moved in the reflection.
The Missing Room, Part V, The Other Side of the Mirror. The glass began to shimmer, warping Claire's reflection. Her eyes, once full of sorrow, now gleamed with something older than memory. Kessler stepped closer. He could see movement behind the glass, a flicker of motion like someone pacing in the dark. A second later, the surface of the mirror breathed. In, out, like a lung straining in a coffin. Claire reached back without looking, her hand slipping through the mirror. Not around it. Through it. I can take you in, she whispered. But if you cross, there's no guarantee you'll ever come out whole. Kessler's voice was dust in his throat. Where does it lead? She gave him a look like she was still deciding whether to protect him or feed him to whatever watched from beyond. To the operator. That name. It cracked something open in Kessler's skull. Not a memory, something worse. Something buried under nightmares and whiskey and lies. The operator. The one who owns room 441. The one who collects the forgotten, the missing, the vanished. He reached out. The surface of the mirror was cold, but it accepted him like water. And suddenly he was pulled forward, not stepping through, but falling. His stomach flipped, his ears filled with 1,000 whispers, speaking all at once in languages he'd never learned but somehow understood. He returns. Not as he was, but as the next. Then, silence. He landed in a hallway. But not the Holloway Hotel. This place was wrong, angles too sharp, shadows too thick. The carpet squished underfoot like wet moss. The walls pulsed, slow and sickly, like breathing meat. Doors lined the hall. Each one marked with a number. All of them, 441. Different fonts, different colors, some hand-scrawled, some burnt into wood, but all the same cursed number. From behind each door, faint sounds leaked, sobbing, laughing, scratching, praying. And ahead, at the far end, stood a figure. Tall, thin, wearing a suit made of static and shadow. Its face flickered, smiled. The operator. Detective, it said in a voice like a tape recorder melting. Welcome back. You've been expected. Kessler's heart stopped. He hadn't remembered everything yet. But now, standing in this place, the rest was clawing its way to the surface. The case he never closed. The deal he once made. And why room 441 only appears to those who owe something to the dark.